What's up guys, this is UX1 and today talking about what they don't tell you in a UX research career. So there's things that are theory, so there's things that you learn in videos, on blogs, and then there's the real world. Now, in the real world, UX research is quite different to what you might read. And let me give you an example of that. In some organizations, most of the UX research you're going to do is not going to be using user Zoom, user testing, and other apps like Qualtrics, but actually you'll be doing interviews. And I've been in some UX research jobs where most of my time is spent on interviews and not getting time to do further, deeper research. So they don't really tell you that. So you really need to know everything. You need to know all the processes, all the types of methodologies and types of user research tests that you can do, tree testing, A/B testing, or whatever you might want to do in terms of focus group activities, workshops. You need to know all of that, but in the real world, you might only get time to interview some people. 5 or 6 participants normally gives the right amount of feedback. If you have 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, they normally start to repeat that feedback. So you don't need more than 5 or 6 participants normally. Don't forget to download the free UX research guide below, and it'll help you get into your first career in UX research. Now, back to what we're talking about. We have to think about UX research as finding user needs, user problems, and finding enhancements, finding things we can improve in that design. So we're not looking for just defects and faults, but things we can actually make better. Now, to do that, what you don't really get time sometimes to do is deeper research, because your stakeholders, your C-suite managers, your product owner, your product manager saying, I need a result quickly, because developers are waiting for more stories. We call them stories and epics. So they're waiting for bigger epics, the bigger page designs, and stories are the smaller stories, components that they need to fix. So all of those things, they're waiting on your user research. So if the user research is not ready, the report's not there, they don't know what to fix. So that's why you don't always get the time you need to build a solution that you would like to have more information on. So sometimes there's half of the knowledge that you'd like to have gathered feedback from the users, but you have to run with it because time is of the essence. There are deadlines on projects. Developers can't be sitting around, they're very expensive, can't be sitting around without any work. And you are the first point of call to get more work, i.e. to get tickets in Jira for that sprint, i.e. you're going to create stories and say, right, these are the things we need to fix. Once you've discussed that with your team, right, do you think this is something we can fix? Is this technically feasible? And once they agree, then you create a list and you put it in something like GitHub or Jira, which are a bit more technical apps, but you can learn them quite easily by watching YouTube videos, reading the manual, and normally an employer will give you training on those. So don't worry too much about that. Main focus should be, can I find and discover those needs, the user needs? And that's something that you don't really learn just by reading, but actually in the real world, this is what happens. So you get pushed and you need to get those results out. You need to get all of that in a PowerPoint or a list and present your findings to your colleagues, and then you can show them that this is what we've discovered, this is what needs fixing, and this is what I think. So you offer your own proposal because you're the one interviewing, you're the one with the user, so you know how they feel. So it's not just about what they say, but their facial expressions, the body cues, all of these things you need to embed in your report. So everyone knows what you discovered, what you found out, that other people will not know, developers will not know that. So it's your job to transfer that knowledge that you've gained about the users to your team, because you are at the end with the end user. So you're the one that's the first point of call to get that feedback. So being able to do that effectively, sometimes not with all the tools that you need. Like one project I worked on, we had a privacy issue. So there was a security issue. We couldn't download any browser-based apps. So I couldn't use a Miro board for activities, couldn't use many of the apps that I normally use because of security. So I had to use basic tools. So sometimes you just have to go back to Microsoft Excel and just use that because you have no other choice. So you can create your questions in Excel and answer them as you interview them. So there's things like that that practically happen that people don't really tell you about. But I'm here to help you, so don't forget to subscribe and follow me, because my free taster course is coming soon on UX research. So that's at oneux1.com. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.